Hey, can you guys hear me? Okay. I have my computer on mute. This is random. Sometimes I do this when I have something on my mind. I just get up here and be random. But thank you guys for coming. I see you, Mulatto. I see you, Chaos. I see you, Michael. Chaos. Hey, sweetie. I think probably Monday will be good for us. I'm thinking I'll have a little bit more time. I'm still editing videos and I'm still working on that Woman King breakdown. So if y'all haven't seen that, just check me out tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about the Woman King. I'm not going to be up here long, but I had a lot of things on my mind and a lot of things I wanted to talk about. And it's just something that I do from time to time. Okay. Quite random. And we just pray that this goes well because I don't have nothing written down. So I did a video earlier today talking about the NFL player, the retired NFL player, Antonio Brown. And those of you who have been following me long enough know that I try to keep this channel as balanced as I can. So because I did that video, and I'm not going to lie, I did not like that video. But it was one of those things, well, you know, it's like hot off the press is breaking news. I know other people are going to do it, so I want to be the first. I hate, honestly, I'm the type of person, if too many people drop a topic, I won't drop it. I just won't. I like to be a trendsetter. You know, if too many people are on it, I'm not going to jump on it. But I caught this one pretty early, so I said, okay, let me share this with my people. But it disturbed me. Of course, now he's come out on Twitter, and I'm not going to do another video on this subject, but I want to talk about the mindset of people. I get tired. I'm going to be honest. I get tired of talking about Black folks. I get tired of talking about us acting like niggas. I get tired of it. But I have to. I have to tell us about ourselves. I really do. Because it's like some of us just don't want to hear the truth. You can't handle the truth. Who said that, Jack Nichols? You can't handle the truth. So in the video, he's being exposed. Somebody recorded him. He's exposing his private parts. He's kind of being manhandling this woman in the pool, being disrespectful, slamming her under the water, doing all this stuff, putting his butt in her face, all this stuff. This woman that he barely knows is caught on camera. Then he gets on Twitter and starts talking about, you know, them trying to put salt on his name basically because he's a Black man. There might be some truth to that, but guess what? He made it that much easier. The fact of the matter is nobody made him get up there and show his ass and jerk off on his dick. Nobody made him do that. That has nothing to do with him being Black. That has everything to with him being a fucking idiot. That's what that is. And I get sick, and I'm not looking at the chat, y'all, but thank you for coming through. I get sick and tired of us behaving badly
And I'm just talking about, listen, Negroes, listen to me now. I don't give a damn how much money you got. You still a Negro. And you can't do everything that they can do. Especially not when you get celebrity status. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then you want to holler and cry out about people not respecting you, about them having something out for you because you're a black man. It's not because you're a black man. It's because you're a black wealthy man that's out here acting a fool, showing his penis and showing his ass to the whole wide world. And I'd be saying this if this was anybody else. See, a lot of you guys are new, but I've done shows like this before. I've talked about Sukiyana. I've talked about lots of celebrities that's mixed in with my content. My content is very diverse, but I try to put stuff up that I think that we can learn from. And I use these celebrities as a way for us to learn. I'm not looking at the chat, you guys, but thank you for coming through. Please hit that like. I appreciate you all. Like I said, this story is disturbing for so many reasons. Some of us, even when we get success, if you call that success, but you know, we get out of the hood or whatever, we make some dollars, we still have a certain type of mentality that keeps us kind of trapped in a box. And then we want to cry about, you know, people picking on us because we black. And yes, people do pick on us because we're black. But guess what? Don't make it easy for them. Because what he's talking about, that ain't had nothing to do with him being black. That had everything to do with him being a fucking jackass. And I'm going to leave it at that. Now, because I did that video, I'm going to do another video. But to be honest, I'm getting tired of doing... That's why, you know, I use celebrities as a learning tool, but I honestly am not propelled to do celebrity news because literally every day there's something happening and it's quite exhausting. I can barely keep up with it. But I mentioned, I think a week ago, a video. It's actually kind of old now, but I know a lot of people don't know about it in the space, so I'm going to share it with you guys. There's a video. She's not even a celebrity, but she walked into a restaurant butt naked. And so I'm going to break that video down and share that with y'all. Why would you do that? And see, this is the type of thing that people use. I'm about to fuss, y'all. Yes, I'm on one. I'm about to fuss. Because this is what I don't think a lot of black folks understand. It shouldn't be this way, but it is the way of the world. You don't just represent yourself when you step out into the world, when you step outside of your door. You represent your people whether you like it or not. That's what I think a lot of people don't realize. Whether you want to or not, you are a representation of your people. And the sad truth is a lot of people just don't care. A lot of people just don't give a damn. You know, in my comment section of the Antonio Brown video, I was putting that the video hurt me and disappointed me because it's just giving into that old stereotype of black people being over-sexualized, particularly our men being over-sexual and over-aggressive. There's a lot, let's just face it, we got to be honest about these stereotypes that are put upon black folks, and that's one of them. And so all he did was he just gave into that stereotype. And so now you got a black woman, unfortunately, I'm going to share the video, like I said, soon, walking into a restaurant butt naked. There we go again with the Jezebel, with the haughty spirit, with the black women being over sexualized. Why would you do that? So now when the young sister that goes out after prom and she gets raped or attacked because people believe that she's naturally over sexual and naturally promiscuous because they done seen some heifer over here walking into a restaurant naked, or they done seen this woman over here bouncing her ass on a dining room table. So now when she goes, when an innocent young girl steps out of her house, right, and she's just having a night out with some friends, and she gets pursued in a disrespectful way, and she gets treated like a whore because this is what people believe, right? And we're not helping the stereotypes by our behavior. Do you guys get where I'm going with this? And these people take no responsibility for their behavior. Now, I've been asked, I'm not looking at the chat, but I do appreciate all of you that are here. If I look at the chat, y'all, I'll get distracted. So just bear with me. I'll get back to you guys. I've been asked, Mahogany, why don't you do more content on these women's behavior? Because the fact of the matter is, it's not just black women's behavior. It's black people in general. And as soon as I could do one on a woman, I can do one on a man. I don't know why we're trying to sit up here and play these games like it's just half of us are behaving badly and the other half isn't. Our people, I've been saying this for years. People keep on getting pissed at me. I guess they're going to stay pissed at me. I don't give a damn. I'm going to continue to speak this truth. Our people have never gotten the healing that they've needed. So many years of oppression, and not just slavery, but just being treated like shit wherever we go. You want to talk about passport bros and all this and that. You think they're getting treated any different when they're not in the bed by the rest of society? Do they really think they're not getting treated any different than they would be treated over here? If they do, they're fooling themselves. And like I said, you're speaking to somebody that's traveled. So I don't need to just talk shit. I know what I'm talking about. We saw it firsthand when they was interviewing niggas over there in Ukraine, excuse my French. But they was interviewing our black asses, and they couldn't wait to get the hell out the country. Hell, when this thing hit, when COVID hit, motherfuckers was getting treated like trash. Put out on the street corners, honey. Like trash. I need for us to wake up. I said I wasn't going to come on here and preach, but I said I was going to come up here and speak truth to power. And sometimes this is what I do. I speak truth to power. Now I'm going to get into a few things. I just had to get into that. Let me say hi to y'all. Hey, Tone. Good to see you. Hey, good to see you, brother. The real Aaron Collins. Good to see you. Incognito baby mama. Good to see you. All right. So let's get on back onto it. Some other things that I've heard. You got people talking about, it's just this, like I said before, I have a love-hate relationship with this space. I really do. We have some good people in this space, but we got a lot of people that have platforms, honestly, that need to shut the fuck up. You got a lot of people on here that they're up here giving advice about relationships, honey, and I don't know the last time, if ever, that they've been in a relationship. And then the people that you have that have been in long-term relationship, nobody listening to them talk about relationship. But the people that have had failed relationship after failed relationship after failed relationship can get up here all day and have a chat room full of people as they talk about what to do with the opposite sex. It just don't make no sense. And I knew that I was in the twilight zone when people started to talk about children as if children were a bad thing. I knew right then and there. I said, where the hell am I? I was waiting for the Twilight Zone music to come on because I knew right then and there I was in the wrong place. We've gotten so low with each other in this battle, in this gender war bullshit, that we have now dragged the children into it. That's what we've done. Who's the better parent? You know, who needs to have custody of the children? You know, I've heard all kinds of stuff. Some of the stuff, it really turns my stomach to even repeat. No facts, no real statistics behind it, just people up in their feelings, just spewing a bunch of bullshit. Black mothers are the worst mothers since when? Prove it. Prove it. I don't want to just hear it out your mouth. I need to see some numbers and some stats to prove that. Prove it. Otherwise, shut the entire fuck up. And now, and it went from that to us to now, you know, if you got kids, you got baggage, you used up, you're just basically used goods. And if a man should bless you with his presence, you ought to be grateful and humble that the man wants you because you use goods and you bringing along back your child, your God-given blessing from the Most High has all of a sudden become baggage. That's what these niggas are saying in this space. And when I say niggas, I'm talking about men and women. Just ignorant motherfuckers. What the Most High says is a blessing, they're saying is a curse. And people are listening. Chat room full. See, I knew right then, I knew at that moment that it was time for me to go. I said, oh, I done stepped in the wrong room, honey. Because none of this makes sense. What these people should be telling these people, in all actuality, is that life, reproducing with someone that you love is what should be your ultimate goal if you plan on leaving a legacy. Because you can't listen. What are they gonna do? Bury you with your money? Bury you with your car? Bury you with your house? You can't take none of that shit with you. The only thing you have in this life is your name. And your children carry your name and your legacy. So how is that a bad thing? I'll never understand. Now, are children a large responsibility? Yes, they're a large responsibility. But some things that are large like that are definitely worth having. Me personally, I don't know what I would do without my son. He's the reason I live and breathe. He's the reason I do everything that I do, that I strive to reach the highest heights that I can in life. And your children can be your motivation for you in that way like no other. That's what we should be telling people. Instead, we up here sounding like the racists. The racists don't want us to reproduce. They want us to be wiped off the earth, and we joining right along with our ignorant asses. I'm speaking truth to power tonight. Got a lot of ignorant motherfuckers on here. If I had my way, this platform would definitely be more select. Everybody shouldn't have a mic, especially if they don't qualify. Now, I think, another lie, and I've tried to deal with this as many ways as I can, but I think I'm going to share it with y'all tonight, and then I'm going to bring it to a close. But another lie that I'm goddamn sick and tired of hearing is how unfeminine sisters are. When in all actuality, we are the epitome of femininity, naturally. I've been saying this forever. And this idea that a woman needs to remain quiet and meek and in this low state of femininity at all times is absolute ridiculousness. You mean to tell me I'm going to have the same temperament as I have? Say I'm at home with my man and we're having a romantic dinner. I'm going to have the same temperament as if I'm outside and somebody's putting a gun to my head. I'm going to have the same temperament. No, I'm finna turn the fuck up. I'm finna turn the complete fuck up on that nigga. And he better hope I don't have access to a gun or something my goddamn self. It's going to be a whole nother show. Little old feminine mahogany is going to be a whole different mahogany at that moment in time. Because that's something else that they keep on saying, that, a woman should be one way all the time. Since when? Are you one way all the time? Are you the same way with your woman? You're still masculine, right? You're masculine all the time. But is your masculinity the same when you're with your woman as it is when you're playing football with your boys? Is it the same? It's not the same. But you're still masculine. And it's the same thing with women. I don't understand why these niggas can't get this concept in their head. I don't understand what the problem is. But I'm going to deal with this femininity thing once and for all over here. So you got a bunch of Negroes that then jumped on the train of Black women not being feminine, as if there's something in our melanin that makes us unfeminine compared to other women. Well, if you don't want to listen to ignorant old mahogany, let's listen to a medical doctor. Let's listen to a doctor tell you how feminine we tend to be. I've already told you. I went to the doctor, right? Got my hormones checked out, and come to find out I had high doses, high numbers of estrogen. And a lot of us do. So that's why I say a lot of these people are not qualified to talk about the things that they're qualified. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They up here talking about relationships. Honey, ain't been in a relationship. You got bitches up here talking about they gonna teach another bitch how to be feminine, bitch. And we ain't never seen them on camera doing a motherfucking thing that proves that they're feminine. Anybody can sit up here and put on makeup and talk in a quiet tone and say that they're feminine. That does not make you feminine, bitch. Let me see you clean your toilet. Let me see how you keep house. Let me see some shit, bitch. I need to see something. Let me see something, bitch. I need to see how do you help your kids with their homework? I'm just tired. I'm tired of the men and the women. Just getting up here talking shit all fucking day and taking slow niggas' money. Haven't produced a motherfucking thing. And see, I used to get pissed, but I'm no longer pissed any, because I'm, like I said, I'm cryptoing, walking my way the fuck out. But before I do, I'm gonna spit this truth to power. You niggas are gonna hear this truth. No, but you're not gonna be able to say that you came across this channel and Mahogany did not spit this truth to y'all. You're not gonna be able to say it. So let me see if I can find this video. Hold on. All right, so I'm about to share with you a video. My sister, the Faith Factor, she shared his channel before, but a lot of people in the medical field, I know a lot of people that I work with actually watch him. His name is Dr. Eric Byrd. If you're not subscribed, if you've never watched him, you really need to check him out. He gives fabulous information about just health, period. The keto diet, but all types of stuff, health, body types. And so in this video, you guys are about to see him talk about a body type they call the ovary body type. And the reason they call it the ovary body type is not just because of the way the women are shaped, but because women with this type of body type, curvy waist, hips, and thighs, like sisters, tend to have actually very high doses of estrogen. Very high doses of estrogen. So tell me how we go from being estrogen filled women to all of a sudden we masculine and we need to be taught how to be fucking feminine. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? But like I said, a lot of these people are confused. They don't even know what true femininity is. You can't really teach that. I've told y'all that comes from inside, just like with a man. You can't teach a man to have pride if he doesn't have any, to have dignity if he doesn't have any, to be courageous if he's a coward. You can't teach that. Either the man has it or he doesn't. Either a woman knows how to nurture or she doesn't. Either she has sex appeal or she doesn't. Either she knows how to take care of her family or she doesn't. This shit should be natural. And if it ain't, then shit, it ain't. I wish a motherfucker would come up to me talking about they gonna teach me how to be feminine. And you guys be surprised. I've actually had some of these men tell me, "Oh, you need to watch this content creator because she's over there spitting. She's over there teaching something to women. She's over there doing this and she's over there doing that." Child, please. No, you need to send that bitch over here to me. Real talk. You need to send her over here to me. I got me a motherfucking man. It's not all about having a man, but I got one and I done kept one for plenty of years. These motherfuckers are on here talking about how to keep one and get one, and you never seen them with one. You niggas are crazy. I wish a bitch would. Here we go. Hey, Bake Truck. Hey, Bacon. Hey, Kelly. Y'all give me a second. But we're gonna show some natural characteristics of women with the oval type. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Instant online offers. That's car selling.
We got to get to the commercials, y'all. I'm sorry. Give it a second. All right, here we go.
Ovary body type. This is it right here. See this body type?
Look where they gain the weight, lower part, in the hips, thighs. That's estrogen dominance. Take a while to guess why you don't see very many men that look like that. They don't have ovaries. Very good. So the ovary will outproduce too much estrogen. The estrogen makes fat around the superficial from here down. It will also make your arms get big and the breasts get big. I had one patient, she was so estrogen dominant, she became a size H. I didn't even know it goes that high. I thought D, double, triple D was the highest. Let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Yeah, that's estrogen dominance. How do you know if you're estrogen dominant? If you look like that, and also you have heavy periods, cramping, PMS, all that. Guess what that's going to do? It's going to make a fibroid. I see so many women with fibroids. It's estrogen dominance. So what's the solution? Cut it out? I mean, they're not doing anything. There are foods that you can eat right now that will balance estrogen. It's called the cruciferous vegetable. Cruciferous vegetables are like kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, all the foods that no one eats. Those are very estrogen. They clean up the estrogen. They balance it and the chemicals. Thank goodness we have those foods in our diet, if we ever eat them. But mainly people cook the heck out of them, don't they? So estrogen dominant will cause anything wrong with the cycle. Heavy periods, headaches that time of the year, month, cravings that time of the month, PMS. How many of you know people that are PMS? Okay. I can see the husbands are not like, they're like, no, I'm just kidding. So you have all these different issues that happen that time of the month if it's cyclic, because the hormones go on waves, just like all these circadian waves. Fertility, infertility, because estrogen. You know what's really amazing? Things, you have this estrogen dominant patient, and guess what they give them? Birth control pills. What the? It's the exact opposite thing. You're going to put them more in estrogen dominance. What food should they stay away from? Soy. Why? Because soy is very estrogenic, and the soy that's in America is not the same that's in other places. It's not fermented. It's like, it's just soy powder. It's soy protein isolates. What does that do? It's going to grow tumors in your liver, in your where else? In the ovaries, in the uterus. It'll grow tumors. It's very tumor producing. Yeah, I see it all the time. There were even some men that came in that were drinking so much soy milk they started lactating. That was enough for me to cut it completely out of the diet. But there's estrogen is very, very bad for the liver, and it's in almost a lot. It's in a lot of foods, isn't it? It's genetically modified. It's almost 100% genetically modified in the U.S., and that means they alter the structure. So there's a lot of unknowns right now. There's no studies. So it doesn't have to be on the label too to be genetically modified. They could just stick it in.
All right, you guys. So you guys get the point. Hey, Colton. Hey, Bacon Spice. I'm gonna get to you guys. So this is it. This is it in a nutshell. If you listen to him, the description of the estrogen dominant woman, wide hips, thighs, that's women of all different races. Okay, all different races, creeds, and colors. But that's definitely a description of women of color. We have that body type. We definitely do. And I have that body type. I'm heavy on the bottom, hips and thighs. And so I was very estrogen filled. And to me, I mean, when you describing the beauty of a woman, the form of a woman, what gives her her feminine wows, you're talking about those hips and thighs and buttocks and all those things. So I don't see how you can say in one breath that these women are this way, but they're literally built. They're physically built, right? With these curvy estrogen filled bodies, and then say that they're masculine. So I'm just tired of that, and I'm deading that right now. I'm just deading it. I'm sick of hearing it. I'm sick of us as Black folks giving into it. No more. No more of this nonsense. No more of this crazy talk. I'm not going to engage in it. I'm not going to engage in these conversations. I refuse. So, but he dropped a lot of knowledge. Recently I was talking about, I went on the breakdown with Sister Georgia and Concrete, and I was talking about fibroids, because a lot of African American women in particular get diagnosed with fibroids. And then I saw this video, and I'm thinking, well, me personally, I eat a diet very high in vegetables and carnivorous. I eat broccoli and all those type of things. I eat cauliflower and cabbage. And I still ended up with some fibroids, very small ones, but I still ended up with them. So we don't know the exact cause, but that's something to maybe, you can increase in your diet. I wanted to share that with y'all. And then the information about the soy. He said that the genetically modified soy, they have found a connection between that and tumors. So I've even cut, because I love me some soy milk. I don't drink regular dairy. I can't tolerate it. So I used to drink a lot of soy milk, but now I don't do that. I've replaced that with oat milk. It's a little bit more expensive, not much more expensive than soy. But, so when you know better, you do better. And whenever I find out information, I do try. Hey, Third, I saw you guys live today. I was there in the clouds, honey. I just don't always drop out. But I appreciate y'all. I want to come and hit y'all panels one day. Hey, Paper Chase Me. No, I'm just going on a little bit of a rant. But if you just came in, if you get some time, maybe watch it from the beginning. I'm just telling some truths today that I'm tired of hearing. I'm tired of hearing that we're not feminine, when we literally are the epitome of femininity. Our body types are. According to some people, dark-skinned women have more testosterone. That's a lie. Scientifically proven that's a lie. We're so built to carry babies, and our fertility is so strong. Okay. So, a lot of us are just up on these platforms giving a lot of misinformation to our people, and we really ought to be ashamed of ourselves. But ultimately, it's up to us, the viewer, to really let these people know what we want to hear. That's why I don't participate in a lot of the conversations anymore, because I'm not going to have that conversation about my femininity. I am femininity, period. Whether I'm loud or whether I'm talking to you soft, I am in my feminine energy. Now, whether your masculinity is so fragile that you can't take it, that's something else. That's something that you have to work out within yourself. But I'm no longer going to internalize other people's bullshit. I know who I am. And I want y'all to know who you are. Don't sit up here and let people put garbage in your heads and in your hearts, make you question who you are. So that was really it. I had to debunk that. I appreciate all you guys for coming through. Oh, thank you, Paper Chase Me. Hey, Queen. Hey, Big Truck. Let me see. If you don't want to hear that, the manosphere isn't going to be welcoming place. If you don't want to hear that. Oh, I know that. Do you want to come up here and talk to me, Big Truck? What you trying to say? I really wasn't going to open up the panel, but I don't mind, because sometimes I do want to know your opinion. So let's see. The manosphere isn't going to be a welcoming place. Who you think you're talking to? I've been here for a long time, sweetie. I know that they're not very welcoming, but I just kind of bulldozed my way here, because I realized that this space needed balance. There was a shortage of balance. Here, I'm going to drop it for you if you want to come up. But it's getting late, so I'm not going to keep y'all much longer. Queen said, Lord, I'm here. Queen, you sound tired, sweet pea. It is pretty late. I guess I'll let you guys go. Did I say hello to everybody? Okay, I see you, sweetie. Let me let you up. Hey, first of all, let me welcome you. It's your first time. Welcome, Big Truck.
Is this real? Is this my first time? I guess maybe it is.
It is, because I don't have my panel open, but it's good to talk to you.
Cool. Yeah. So how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. It was nice. It's I don't know where you are, but I'm in New York, so it's like, what is it, like 12:55 a.m. So it's the next day here.
It is. It's the same here. We had a storm, as you know, but it passed. It really didn't hit us at all. It mostly affected people in Florida, so that's really who I'm concerned about. Do you know anybody in Florida?
Nope.
Well, yeah, I'm blessed that nobody in my family seemed to be affected that bad. So I'm just praying that those people turn out okay. And I think it hit some other places hard. We just pray for them. But go ahead. Did you want to say anything to me, sweetie?
Well, no, I mean, I think I was listening to you a couple of times, because I know I was listening to you when you were on the breakdown, but I don't think they opened the panel, so I don't think anybody was able to talk to you during that day, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
But the thing about it, I don't know if you've ever heard what I've said, but honestly, the issue that you're dealing with these people that you're listening to, it's like, first of all, they're dealing with grief. They're in Elizabeth Kubler-Ross stages of grief, and I don't know if you're familiar with that. You're familiar with Elizabeth Kubler-Ross and the stages of grief?
No, I don't think so. Go ahead and explain it. I'm listening. I'm reading. Go ahead, sweetie.
All right. So basically, it's really simple. The stages of grief. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross was a sociologist. She studied death and the effect that it had psychologically on people. And she came up with the 5 stages of grief. Basically, it starts out with a person recognizing the fact that they're dying. So they go into what's called denial. And then after the denial, they may go into anger. And then they grow into depression. And then they try to bargain their way out of it somehow. And then they eventually hit acceptance phase. And acceptance basically is like they shrug their shoulders and they know there's no way around it. And the reason why I say that these people are in grief is because they've basically gone through the exact same stages and they don't even realize it. So I'd say a lot of these dudes are in grief. They're not happy with the culture in this country. They're not happy with the way, their perceived way that women are treating them. And I don't think in many cases, a lot of them, treat women the way perhaps they need to be treated. But then again, that all stems back from these broken homes. So I think a lot of these dudes are dealing with grief. I think a lot of these dudes are depressed. And ultimately, they're venting. This is, YouTube with this manosphere thing is cathartic for most of them. So I think a lot of them are basically venting, and they're going to say all types of things, And, if you don't like what they're saying, ultimately they're still going to say it. It's just that for them, that's the best they can do, So that's just what I'm.
No, I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad you came up here, and anybody's welcome to hit the link. I'll stay on a few minutes if you want, because I actually really do. I enjoy talking to y'all one-on-one. I hate panels, but I actually like talking to people one-on-one. That's why I'll sneak on people's show when there's nobody else there, because I feel like we could have a real conversation. I completely understand what you're saying. I'm at a point now, honestly, Big Truck, where I don't do. Some people have figured it out. They've been listening to me long enough. I don't really do my content for myself because it's basically for me. I'm really here to help other people. So when I look at my analytics, I was surprised to find out that I have about 60% women and about 40-something% men. I actually thought it was the opposite because I usually see more men coming through. But as far as people watching me, it's actually more women. And I realized, and just listening, I go to men's spaces, but I actually go to a lot more women's spaces. And I'm concerned that some of the women are internalizing a lot of things that they hear. So I come over here and I try to give them basically hope and a certain understanding not to internalize the things that they hear. So everything that you're saying, trust me, I know. I'm just kind of in my own way helping them to understand not to internalize things that they hear in these spaces.
Oh, wait, hold on. Aren't you married?
I was married. I'm divorced. I am engaged again. Yes.
Yeah. So the issue is you're not the one with the problem. This is not really your battle. The thing about it is the women who are internalizing the things that they're hearing, I would say they probably fall into two categories. They're the ones who are either, how should I say, I guess you could just basically say the hope and the hopeless. And there's some that are not going to change their ways regardless what they hear. And then there are others who may internalize it and they may decide that, you know what, I'm going to try to do better and be better. But, I feel bad for the women who haven't done anything and they get caught in the middle. But for the most part, there's a lot of, there's a lot of women on here who basically they act a certain way and they're not going to change it. So that's just it.
Well, I feel, and I'm like, hey, Mela, welcome. I just want to say this. Unfortunately, there's more than just that category of women, and I feel like, unfortunately, we give all the negative, like I was talking about, negative men and women all the attention, and then you got the good men and women that we never shine a light on. We only talk about the ratchet. We only talk about the no good people instead of giving some shine to the people who are doing the right thing. And so I try to point that out on this channel. But Mela, hey, welcome. Did you want to say something, sweetie? It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I was absolutely beaming when you featured Dr. Byrd.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of my all-time favorites.
Me too.
Like, he's like a best friend forever in my head, because of all the valuable information.
Mm-hmm.
And Truck also introduced the 5 stages of grieving, which is poignant, and also that people are attracted to, as you would say, the more ratchet channels because of the need for the psychological release that it can bring when people present themselves on guests on channels that allow them to just spew whatever nonsense or brilliance comes to mind. Oftentimes it functions as a psychological release because they know damn well they're not going to be able to act like a monkey around people in their reality. And, or people in their reality might not accept that they actually know words that have 3 syllables. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what type of oppressive household you may live in. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times people, as Truck would say, they find this cathartic where, okay, maybe I'm not able to be fussy at home, so I can be fussy online. And a lot of times that's why a lot of those types of channels tend to get more traffic than people who want to discuss more serious, enriching matters. Not that they don't. Some of them do. Some of them do, but for the most part, people are looking for escapism. So it would seem. I can't speak for everybody. Yeah.
No, I do. But like I was telling him, I'm just here to make sure that people are not internalizing this stuff. They cannot be carrying this around in their heart. But thank you. I'm going to let Aaron, the real Aaron Collins, speak, and then I'll let you guys finish.
Hey, Mahogany. How you doing, Mela? And the other brother on the line. I haven't seen you all. Big Truck. What up, Truck? Haven't seen you all. Haven't seen you in 20 years, Mahogany.
I know, but I've seen you like in chat rooms and stuff. So I know you're doing okay. What's up with you?
I appreciate it. Oh, I'm just piggybacking on what everyone is saying that basically with the algorithm of this platform it's like especially when it comes to us, it really boosts up the algorithm when we're doing, like you mentioned, the ratchet stuff, when we're tearing each other down, when we're destroying each other. It's another form of basically black on black, except it's being done virtually. And as long as we're doing that, as long as we're not speaking on some consciousness, on some woke stuff, as long as we're not speaking about building the community, as long as we're doing all this divestment movement and manosphere talk, then we're fine. But because they have a vested interest in our destruction, so they figured that well, since we couldn't destroy them physically and put them off the face of the earth, well then we'll give them a platform and let them have all these channels, and they can come and destroy each other and have all these beef sectors and everything. And as long as they don't talk about nothing uplifting, yeah, we'll keep them around. That's pretty much what.
No, go ahead, brother. That's a good point. I guess I guess I hadn't thought about it like that, but that makes sense.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Okay. Well, Kujin is joining us. Hey, Kujin, it's good to see you too. Another positive brother. Go ahead, sweetie. Did you want to add anything in, and I'll let you guys.
Hey, Mahogany, I just want to say thank you for allowing me on your panel. I appreciate you. What's going on, Eric Collins? Big Truck and Melon, how y'all doing?
Cool, Jim. What's going on, my brother?
Hey.
I'm doing fine. So, yeah.
Good evening. Hi.
Good evening to you. It's a great topic, though. Now, you know I ain't been on here in a while, right? It's been like forever, too. so, you know, I rarely be around YouTube like that anyways because, like I said, you know, in the black sectors of YouTube, you know, it's a lot of toxicity going on and stuff, you know, but I think it kind of died out for a certain amount of time. And you got to be careful what you feed your mind and stuff and what you take back to your channel stuff, because you can put that off in your audience and stuff, man. And then you can intoxicate your audience and stuff. See, I want to say this too for both sides, you know, the olders and the younger people. A lot of them celebrate toxicity and stuff. You know, a lot of them have, you know what I'm saying, very dysfunctional or men and women, which that's what we talk about most of the time, right? Relationships. And a lot of them got like a lot of hurt and pain and stuff, and they come on these platforms and they take it out on other people's stuff. They take it out on children, like other people's children stuff, man, and it's just being insanity. So that lets you know where we are as a people. Not saying everybody, but just the conditions of black men and black women. So we do need a lot of healing, a lot of prayer and stuff, man, because right now, the times we're living in, like, you know, we got a lot of events that's taking place in this world right now. So, you know, I'm continuously, like I said, and I stay close to the Most High. That's me. But, yeah, that's why I want to come over here and say, I didn't want to come over here and take up the space.
No, you're fine. Everybody did really well, kept it short and sweet and to the point. And I know the type of content you do, Cool Jen, and I appreciate it. I told you that. Yeah, I mean, I really be trying hard, and like when stuff does come up and I know it's toxic, I try not even to bring it up. But sometimes I feel like I have to acknowledge some of it because we'll hear it so much, and I feel like, okay, I got to kind of like give my opinion on this. It'll just drive me crazy, but. Trinity. But y'all can go ahead and say what you know, whatever you guys have to. I'm gonna let you guys have it, and then I'm just gonna close it out. Anybody else got anything?
All right. Well, I'll just say, you know, good night. Have a nice night and everything. And I'm surprised you never heard of the stages of grief before, but you might.
No, I've heard of the stages of grief, but I don't think I remembered who came up with it. But after you were talking about it, yes, I've heard of the stages of grief.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, because it was that alone, and I also think that in general, a lot of, especially in the manosphere, a lot of these dudes are suffering from what's called anomie, and that's basically like a feeling of lack of belonging or a lack of a true purpose in this society. And it's, you know, it's an older word. They don't really talk about that word anymore, but I'm kind of trying to bring it back. And the thing about it is a lot of these dudes are coming on here, and this is kind of like a mental health session where basically they can get that escapism, like Mela said. They can be cathartic. They can drop all of their, you know, they can drop everything on the table, basically. So, you know, you really can't take a lot of this stuff. You can't take it personally. You kind of have to remember that a lot of people are having their own issues, whatever it is, or they're just here for the escapism. This is like the metaverse to some extent. It's just done audio, not visual. So you have to kind of look at it like that.
I appreciate. No, I agree, and that's why I'm kind of here. I feel like I'm here to combat a lot of stuff that I feel like I have to kind of not uplift some of the young women, but let them know, hey, you might hear this. Because, see, I remember what it felt like when I stumbled onto this space and I first heard some of these things. I could not believe it. I just was, when you're, my mom, for instance, now, and I'll keep it short, not let Mela and everybody else talk. But my mom spent the weekend over here during the storm, and she does not know anything about YouTube, like at all. She'll watch my show from time to time, but she knows absolutely nothing. And I was telling her about some of the things that I've heard, and she just could not believe it. She said, no way, no way. So I actually let her listen to a few of the people, and she was just, she could not believe it. And I said, yes, Mom, this is kind of the atmosphere online, not all over, but some places. So like most people, if you take this stuff to your job, they're not even going to believe it. So I'm just there to help out people who might stumble across it and they might be upset by what they hear. Because when you first come across it, it can be upsetting to hear that people think that you're the worst mother on the planet just because you're, a Black woman. It could be upsetting to hear as a Black man that, people are saying things about you and saying that you're not a good leader just because you hear somebody online that's not even qualified to talking about it. So I try to be like that little beacon of hope for the newbies. But no, I don't internalize any of this mess. I want to give Mela and Aaron and Cool Jen a chance, and then I'll probably shut it down. Hey, Golden Child, American Negro.
All right.
Uh-huh.
All right. Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
wanted to convey that there are Black men who are medical doctors who advocate for healthy living, such as a vegan lifestyle. One in particular is Milton Mills. That's Milton Mills, Dr. Milton Mills, Mills. And he's been no meat for 49 years. And he looks just as strong as a football player. There is a such thing as a healthy diet, and it doesn't have to, there's no suffering. It's just about a mindset. You're determined to bless your body because God has blessed you to have one. And I'm not saying go vegan. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there are things to consider when it comes to health. And Dr. Byrd is not, yes, he's a Caucasian. However, we're not going to forget that there are other Black medical doctors who are also on our side as well. And that's one name in case people who want to stay Black, they can look up Milton Mills. That's Mills. And I just wanted to afford that piece of information in the interest of being helpful. And thank you for having me as a moderator on your channel. And thank you for being a fellow military sister.
Oh,
I'm going to put the link to his video down there with your permission, since you'll be ending the stream soon.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I'd like to look him up. I watch so many different types of people, so I would love to look him up. Thank you for the information.
Sure.
Oh,
okay, there it is.
Thank you, Golden Child, too, for the super chat, and just thank all of you for coming through. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Hi, everybody, and good night. Thank you. Thank
good
you,
night.
Good night, Mela.
Good night, Mela. Good night, Mela.
I'll talk to you all soon. Love you. Bye.
All right. Bye. And thank you, Golden Child, for the super chat. Thank you all for coming through, Mela. Y'all, when before the live is over, make sure y'all hit that link, or after the live is over, hit that link and check it out. I'm gonna let you two gentlemen finish it up, and then I'm gonna call it a night. I appreciate you.
Yeah, first of all, Mahogany, once again, thanks. I enjoy hearing and seeing you coming on this platform, because you bring a sense of, you're one of the people who bring a sense of hope to the Black sector. And speaking of which, I don't really like that terminology, Black sector, because it's just got a certain meaning and connotation to it. I mean, it's like when you hear the term Black sector, it's like you always associate it with negativity. And unfortunately, so many of our channels, they exploit that. And I mean, but there's like you said this earlier, that the good channels really getting any shine on it, and because everyone's so busy talking about pulling up on someone or catching a flight, and what's the latest terminology? Oh yeah, checking in. So I mean, if we could just get away from that mindset, and you're not going to be to save everybody, but continue to still just putting out all the positive stuff that we're doing, and I think eventually you get some people that'll be attracted to that, and just continue just to do the right thing, because believe it or not, positivity can be monetized as well. You just got to find the way to get it done.
Yes. Thank you so much. And I was telling Colton the same thing. It gets frustrating, but I know you guys know, everybody here, I know y'all know what it's like to do this, because you can feel like it almost feels like you're David going up against Goliath. That's what it feels like. I'm gonna let Colton go, and then probably me in case of chaos will close it out. But go ahead, Colton. What were you gonna say?
What else do I want to say? Yeah, I want to say thank you again for allowing me on your panel stuff, and for you speaking your honest opinion about what's going on with these particular sectors and stuff, And there are good channels out there, but it has to be you as an individual, whether male or female, to want to come to the knowledge of what's real and what's not real and stuff. Like, what's going to give us solutions instead of being stuck in the same problem? Because a lot of these particular top tier content creators are not giving us no solutions. You know what I'm saying? They all about being stuck with the same problem stuff, keeping everybody in bondage. You know what I'm saying? And they know who they are. That's why they don't like brothers like myself, because they know I'm a serious threat in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Because I come with the truth, and that's why I continue to stand on all the way till I leave this whole space. And just continue to do what you're doing, Mahogany. Don't let nobody stop you and stuff, man. Because one day, in times to come, for the ones that do speak truth, they're gonna be looking for our channels and stuff. They're not gonna be able to find it. That monkey that comes on the screen when you try to type in like keyword stuff, they won't be able to find our channels though. No more after a while. Watch and see. What I tell you, just wait and see though.
I can believe it.
That monkey with the ring's gonna pop up the head on. That's what's gonna pop up on the screen when they try to look for me or some of the other brothers of the truth. They're like, damn, I can't find these brothers and sisters channels no more. They gone.
Well, at least we know we did our part. That's for sure. I want to give a thanks to Marvel and Golden Child. Thank you guys for your super chat, and thank you all for coming through. And everybody on the panel, I appreciate you all. I really do. I'm about to close. Chaos, did you want to say something, sweetie?
Not really. No.
You're so funny. You always do that. Well, I will say probably Monday.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, y'all. I'll be going live tomorrow. I know everybody's not interested in it, but I'm going to. I think you guys might want to check it out, though. It's going to be a little different. I know some people aren't. I know there's a lot of controversy around that Woman King movie, but I'm actually not doing a video about the movie. I'm doing. I found some footage of the actual actors and actresses talking about the film. So I was going to share the footage of them talking about the film and what it was like making the film and how they actually felt about it. So I thought that would be interesting. I'll share that tomorrow in the morning.
They probably was excited or somewhat, happy. And it's funny, one particular woman that is African born in the region of the upper part of Africa, west or east coast of Africa, was going to get a leading role in that, but turned it down.
Right, and I have a clip of that too. It's very, because a lot of people have,
and people didn't really understand why would a Kenyan woman like Napiga turn down something that they said was somewhat historical.
Well, the thing of it is, people added a lot of their own opinions to it. So that's what I'm going to deal with tomorrow. So that's tomorrow if you guys want to chime in. Because she never actually did come out and say why she turned it down. And she actually was on the list. See, I'm giving away too much information.
All right, enough of that.
I'll deal with that tomorrow. But I think you guys will be surprised in what I found out personally. But anyway, let me ask you guys. I might as well ask you. I respect you all, and I don't care what. I respect anything that you guys say. And I get it. If you're not interested, you're just not interested. Are any of you guys going to go see that film or not really?
Woman King?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna watch the movie because it reminds me of the Ashanti tribe. Isn't that the tribe where the women told the men of the tribe that if you don't go fight this white man, that there will be no room in our beds? It kind of reminds me of that, on how these sisters actually made the men go out and fight. And I think there was another tribe where the woman actually even had one of the men in her tribe actually get down on all fours, and she sat on him to talk to the white man because she said she wasn't going to bow down to him. I think that was Queen Nzinga or somebody like that. So
Yeah,
I would definitely.
That's her.
Yeah, I would definitely see that.
Well, I don't want to spoil it. Cool. Did you have anything? And it's okay if you don't want to see it. I get it. Everybody's not, different strokes for different people. Cool, Jen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How do you feel about it? And you can be honest. It's okay. You're what family. Okay.
Nah, not for me.
I got you. I understand.
Hope. That's all I gotta say. Fake hope.
There's definitely some controversial pieces, which I'll deal with that later tomorrow. But I do appreciate you all, and I respect all of your opinions. I do. Well, okay. Well, thank you guys. You guys have made the show. I appreciate you all. I will see you guys soon on these YouTube streets, honey. All right. Peace. Good night.
Peace.
All right.